Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am super thrilled you're joining me for this one. Today I'm tossing on my engineer's hard hat because we are going to expose a massive industry secret. And honestly, it's a secret that is quite literally sitting in that junk drawer in your kitchen right now. Have you ever wondered why the devices you depend on the most just seem to die way too soon? Like one day, your favorite power drill or your work laptop is firing on all cylinders, and the next day, it's just a heavy, completely useless paperweight? Well, it turns out that giant mountain of electronics stacked up at your local recycling center is hiding a huge secret about our power packs. So let's just dive right in and uncover what we call the e-waste illusion.
We've absolutely all been there, right? You press the power button, nothing happens, you push it harder, still nothing, and you just let out this heavy sigh and think, well, guess it's broken, time to buy a new one. Look, this frustrating mindset is exactly what manufacturers are counting on. They are banking on you just shrugging your shoulders and opening your wallet. But here's the hard truth, the one that literally nobody in the industry wants to talk about. In the vast majority of cases, your device isn't actually broken at all. The real problem is just the battery. We are throwing away perfectly good electronics, machines that are still full of life every single day, just because a battery stopped holding a charge.
So, to get to the bottom of this, here is our diagnostic blueprint for the explainer. Number 1, the e-waste illusion. 2, the real cost of batteries. 3, what can be saved. And 4, reclaiming your power.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the e-waste illusion.
Picture yourself on the front lines of the electronic recycling industry. There's an 11-year veteran engineer named Daniel Hayes, and he stands at one of the biggest facilities in the United States, just watching truckloads of devices roll in day after day. Now, you'd probably expect him to see actual garbage coming down the line, right? Fried circuit boards, cracked motherboards, completely burned out chips, shattered screens. And sure, in the early days, that's exactly what he saw. But the reality on those sorting belts today is completely different. The devices rolling in aren't smashed up, they aren't even obsolete. Actually, a lot of them look almost brand new. The only thing actually wrong with them is a dead power pack.
Just imagine an ordinary Tuesday at the plant. This massive avalanche of so-called junk gets dumped onto the sorting line, and among it is an entire pallet of discarded laptops. Out of pure engineer's curiosity, Daniel decides to run a quick diagnostic. He plugs a few of them directly into a wall power source, totally bypassing the internal battery. And guess what happened? Bam! The screens lit up bright, the processor started humming, the hard drive spun up flawlessly. Almost that entire pallet consisted of perfectly good machines headed straight for the industrial shredder because of a single failed battery pack. And it wasn't just laptops either. We're talking phones that looked fresh out of the box, power drills, heavy-duty office backup units, all junked for one simple reason.
Which brings us to Section 2, the real cost of batteries. Now, this isn't just an environmental tragedy, though it is that. This is a severe, ongoing drain on your family's finances. Let's break down the stark math of this endless replacement cycle because it's pretty eye-opening. A standard car battery lasts maybe 2 years and costs about $150 to replace. If you've got 2 cars, you're dropping $300 every couple of years. Laptop batteries usually tap out around the 3-year mark. That's another $120. Then you add in all the smaller daily devices. Phones, tablets, kids' toys, handheld vacuums. Those run $40 to $60 a pop when they fail. And don't even get me started on bigger modern essentials like electric scooters or e-bikes, where a replacement pack can easily cost you hundreds of dollars. But compare all of that endless buying to the cost of performing simple battery repairs at home. The cost? $0. Literally zero.
To put that into perspective, take a look at this massive number, $8,000. Statistics show that over a 10-year period, an average household can easily waste $8,000 on absolutely nothing but replacement batteries. And honestly, that doesn't even factor in your time, or the gas you spent driving to the hardware store, or just the sheer frustration of a dead device. That is serious money slipping away dollar by dollar, simply because we've all been conditioned to throw away power packs that are perfectly fine.
But you know, it's not even just about the financial math. It's an emotional toll too. Think about that moment a kid starts crying because their absolute favorite toy suddenly stops working, all because a tiny internal battery gave out. This whole engineered system, it doesn't just drain batteries, it drains wallets, freedom, and choice. You're kept on a leash. You get trapped in this loop where every single dead battery acts like another chain tightening around your household budget, forcing you into this cycle of constant, unnecessary buying.
Okay, Section 3. What can be saved?
So once you shift your mindset away from discard and start thinking diagnose, a whole new world opens up. Let's start with the big guys, lead-acid and deep-cycle batteries. These are the heavy-duty power packs you find in cars, marine vehicles, and off-grid solar backups. To use a really simple analogy, think of a battery like a water pipe in your house. Over time, minerals and gunk can build up and clog that pipe, right? It restricts the flow until barely a trickle of water comes out. Well, you wouldn't tear out your entire plumbing system just for a clog, you just clear the blockage. Batteries work in a very similar way. Often they just suffer from a chemical blockage called sulfation. This happens all the time in heavy lead-acid batteries, but it's also completely true for the lithium-ion batteries powering your smaller modern gadgets. If you use the right, safe methods, you can clear that blockage and get the power flowing perfectly again.
And the best part? This logic applies to almost everything under your roof. We're talking about the rechargeable lithium-ion packs inside your power tools, your handheld vacuums, the kids' toys, the e-bikes, right on down to your laptops and cell phones. And of course, the larger lead-acid batteries hiding inside golf carts or those supercritical home backup power units. All of these everyday household items run on power packs that most people just toss in the trash, but they are actually highly receptive to simple, at-home reconditioning methods.
So how do we actually break this cycle? It's a really straightforward 4-step process. Step 1, your device loses charge. Normal. Step 2, diagnose it. Instead of immediately tossing it in the trash, grab a cheap multimeter, set it to DC voltage, and test the terminals. This confirms whether it's actually a battery failure and not a blown hardware component. Step 3, recondition. Now, safety is absolutely crucial here. Always put on protective safety goggles and gloves and make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area. Once you're safe, you apply simple household methods to reverse that sulfation or reset the cell memory. And finally, step 4, restore your device back to full capacity. It's all about taking the power back into your own hands.
Let's wrap things up with Section 4, reclaiming your power.
This is where all that consumer frustration turns into a real, actionable movement. After spending years watching perfectly good devices get crushed into scrap, a group of engineers finally pieced together the knowledge that no major corporation ever wanted you to see. All that late-night research resulted in what's known as the Easy Battery Fix Guide. It's basically a manual designed to empower everyday folks. It completely strips away all the complicated engineering jargon and the need for expensive tools. Instead, it replaces them with simple, proven methods so you can safely test, maintain, and revive almost any battery you'll ever come across in your daily life.
And the benefits that real families are seeing from this? They're just incredible. By learning to maintain their own power packs, people are pocketing thousands of dollars over the years. They're easily doubling the lifespan of their favorite, most used devices. When severe weather hits and the power grid goes down, they have total peace of mind because they've maintained reliable home backup power. Plus, they are keeping mountains of unnecessary e-waste out of our landfills. Ultimately, they are breaking completely free from that engineered, endless cycle of replacement.
So, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The big corporations have intentionally designed a system that relies entirely on your frustration to keep your wallet wide open. To them, every dead battery is just another dollar in their pocket. But now you know the secret. Hiding inside those recycling bins, you have the blueprint to take control back. So tell me, the next time a critical device in your home suddenly loses its charge and goes totally dark, are you going to helplessly replace it, or will you use this knowledge to revive it? Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Keep questioning how things work, keep learning, and I will see you next time.